Krishna, Radhe Radhe everyone. I am back with a new video where we are going to do shloka number 25 today. Last we learned about how each soul has its own journey and how some souls can remain in the eternal spiritual composition and some of them can go to the Godhead where the Lord resides doing his different leelas. So today we are going to do shloka number 25. Let's get started. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchatyate tasmad evam viditvainam nanushochitam arhasi. And it is uchayate, not uchachyate. Uchayate. So this means it is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, immutable, and unchangeable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. This is what Shri Krishna is telling to Arjuna. As described previously, the magnitude of the soul is so small for our material calculation that he cannot be seen even by the most powerful microscope. Therefore, he is invisible. As far as the soul's existence is concerned, no one can establish his existence experimentally beyond the proof of Shruti, that is the Vedic wisdom. We have to accept this truth because there is no other source of understanding the existence of the soul, although it is a fact by perception. There are many things we have to accept solely on grounds of superior authority. No one can deny the existence of his father based upon the authority of his mother. There is no other source of understanding the identity of the father except by the authority of the mother. Similarly, there is no other source of understanding the soul except by studying the Vedas. In other words, the soul is inconceivable by human experimental knowledge. The soul is consciousness and conscious. That also in the statement of the Vedas. And we have to accept that. Unlike the bodily changes, there is no change in the soul. As eternally unchangeable, the soul remains atomic in comparison to the infinite Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is infinite and the atomic soul is infinitesimal. Therefore, the infinitesimal soul, being unchangeable, can never become equal to the infinite soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This concept is repeated in the Vedas in different ways just to confirm the stability of the conception of the soul. Repetition of same thing is necessary in order that we understand the matter thoroughly without error. So you might see that this same thing has been repeated about the soul, the nature of soul, the relationship of Supreme Soul and soul, and what are the repercussions of each action. All of these things are repeated consistently in the previous verses or the shlokas so that we can understand that in clarity, and hence the repetition is necessary. That's what they say. So the soul is invisible and inconceivable, immutable, and it's constant. So Arjuna, you don't need to cry or lament anything but just to do your duty. And the size of the soul is nearly invisible. It's so small, and in one of our videos we also discussed about what is the size of the soul. So it is so small that the existence can't be established but only through Vedic wisdom, that is through Shruti one can establish this. And this is the factual knowledge. Only a mother shows existence of father. Similarly, the Vedas tell about soul and relationship with God. So unless and until we understand the Vedas, unless and until we read the Vedas, how will we know our relationship with the Lord? And how will we ever be able to realize who we truly are and what is the whole purpose of this life? So hence that is the reason why Bhagavad Gita is the sar essence of all the Vedas, and Sri Krishna gives you Bhagavad Gita in the most simplest form so that you can understand these complex things in a very simple way and apply it in your life. We can't experiment to know this. Our life is too short to do that. Although most of the material scientists are quite confident about keeping experimenting things when everything is already written in the Vedas. Everything has been invoked in the Vedas through the Lord's mercy and through His permission. And that is the reason why the scientists of the Vedic times, the rishis and acharyas, they used to sit down and meditate, and they used to chant God's mantra to invoke God's knowledge. And that's where the knowledge used to flow down to them, and then they used to write these Vedas, because God, being the absolute truth himself, gave the absolute truth to the rishis and munis, and then they used to write these. So none of it was experimented, because life is, again I said, life is too short to experiment it, and the universe and the world is too big, and we are too small and mere alive. So, and that's why we can't experiment to know this, and it ends up wasting a lot of time when it can be used for God realization and getting out of the this birth and death cycle. So instead of doing that, it was very easy to ask God for help and to invoke Him through prayers and to download that source of truth. So the soul is itself consciousness and conscious, and the Supreme Soul is infinite in nature, whereas the soul is infinitesimal, which means one by infinite. I think that's what I think. I'll clear it out in the next video. Also, I have one more thing to clear out, that 4 pillars of Dharma. We'll be discussing that when I'll be discussing Shloka 26. So that's all for today. I hope you guys are liking learning each day, and make sure you are doing your Nam Jap every day. And if you really love the wisdom that you're receiving, share it by increase it by sharing with other people who can learn too, and by that your blessings grow as well. And I'll be back with a new video. Until then, you take care of yourself. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.